Being a janitor really isn't a good job. I gotta say, I can't help but think that. That's probably where you'll end up too. My coworker, a fellow new hire, mocks janitors endlessly. And when he finds out that my dad is a janitor, he starts making fun of me as well. But later, he gets called to the COS office by the beautiful secretary, where he learns my dad's true identity, and suddenly, he's shaking. My name is Mike Wilson. I landed a job at a top company, and at 25, I'm in my third year here. I'm the type to tackle my work steadily, one task at a time. My complete opposite is my coworker, Joseph Anderson. Joseph graduated from a prestigious university and is on the so-called fast track, aiming for a big promotion. He seems pretty confident in his work, exuding an aura of self-assurance all the time. That's fine with me. I prefer he just go about his business. But for some reason, it seems like my presence bothers him. Good morning, buddy. Let's give it our all today for that promotion. He greets me energetically. Man, yesterday I got tons of praise from both my boss and clients. If things keep going like this, it looks like I'll be the only one on the promotion track, right? Yeah, sounds good. Keep at it. I try to brush him off and head straight to my workspace, but he insists, hey now, no need to rush off. Let's head over together, buddy. He's always being persistent, sticking around when I'd rather he didn't. I don't even know why he keeps calling me buddy. Does he not know my name? No way. Has he been bugging me for 3 years without even knowing my name? Hey, listen. What is it? I thought about saying something, but it just felt like a hassle, so I decided to drop it. Never mind, it's nothing. What, you see, that's exactly why you're still single. If you start saying something, follow through. Seriously, it's fine. Geez, way to be a buzzkill. He mumbled to himself, but his attention shifted to something else that caught his eye. Look, he's here again, the janitor guy. I mean, come on, he's still doing janitor work at that age. That's pathetic, right? Doing something anyone could do. Who'd even want to do that? I guess he's got no other choice. Guess that's the only job that'll take him. Old man, right. What? I don't know. Man, you're no fun. Joseph never misses a chance to mock the janitor every time he sees him. How high and mighty does he think sales is? Without janitors, employees would have to keep the office clean themselves, but he doesn't get that at all. And what really ticks me off isn't some soft-hearted reaction to overhearing him trash someone. It's the fact that the janitor he mocked is actually my dad. I don't look down on my father. In fact, there are a lot of things about him that I deeply respect. So I should be introducing him with pride. But when people talk like that, I end up dodging it. I can't stand myself for doing that, and I'm angry at my coworker for looking down on someone just because they're a janitor. Why do I have to feel so ashamed? I'm stuck in this ridiculous position where I can't even talk about my father openly, carrying around this stupid feeling of guilt. Hey Mike, welcome back. You're home early today. When I get home, my dad's there, having already prepared dinner and waiting for me. I'm back. Despite all he does for me, I feel even more guilty. Dad, why do you work as a janitor? I mean, you could probably do a lot more impressive jobs, right? As we sit down to eat together, I finally gather the courage to ask. After trying different things, I realized there's no job that suits me better than being a janitor. One day, You'll find the work that fits you best too. Maybe it'll be sales, or maybe it won't. It's good to go through different experiences. He spoke with a thoughtful tone. I see. So far, all I've known is sales. Still, I guess I should focus on really learning it first. But then, does that mean I'll only be able to do sales? As I get lost in my thoughts, he says, Hey Mike, what's up? Don't overthink it. When the time comes, things will naturally fall into place. For now, focus on learning the ropes in sales. I snap out of it and look at my dad. Yeah, you're right, exactly. I feel lighter somehow. It's like I already knew this answer or option inside, but hearing it from him really helps. My dad truly is irreplaceable to me. I'm reminded of that. But still, there's a part of me that just can't tell Joseph. Sigh. I let out an involuntary sigh. Something bothering you? Well, it's only your third year. You might face a few things, but hang in there. What? Oh, yeah. My dad assumed I was struggling with work. Honestly, I enjoy my job well enough. And maybe it's because I have moments like this, where my dad listens when I need it. And so, my life as a working adult continues. One day, as I was walking down the office hallway, I ran into Patricia Johnson, the CEO as secretary. Patricia is a bit older than me, but apparently she's highly competent and landed the role of the CEO as secretary. Hello, Mike. Hello. I was surprised to hear her greet me by name. She even remembered the name of an employee like me. The rumors about her being excellent must be true. Just then, I saw my dad cleaning again. Oh, so the cleaning is done here now. I instinctively braced myself, expecting her to mock the job like Joseph always did. But it turned out I didn't need to. Cleaning work is amazing, really. They pay so much attention to make it easier for us to work. There's a lot to handle, and it's honestly tough. We really should be grateful. Yeah, absolutely. It was a surprise to hear such genuine praise, so different from Joseph. I couldn't help but feel happy. I remember him. He's so thoughtful. For some reason, Patricia seemed proud as she said that. Really, that's great to hear. We shared a laugh, though I wondered if my reaction was a bit odd. Of course, even in this moment, I couldn't bring myself to mention he was my dad. Now it would sound like I was bragging about him. Conversations can be tricky. Just then, Joseph walked by. Oh, Patricia, what are you up to? Hello, Joseph. We were just chatting a bit. Hum. He shot me a sideways glare, looking visibly unimpressed. Is Joseph aiming for Patricia? That's pretty bold. Talking with this guy doesn't really get you anywhere, you know. Why don't you take a break with me over there? Oh no, we're done talking, so I was just about to get back to work. Really? What a coincidence. I was about to head back too. By the way, this guy's my coworker, but isn't he a bit dull? If we weren't coworkers, you wouldn't even remember his face or name, right? That's not true. I know exactly who he is. Joseph was clearly trying to show off at my expense, but Patricia brushed it off with a polite business smile. Impressive. Just then, the janitor walked by again. Ugh, he's here again. Why is he walking through while we're talking? Guess janitor guys like him don't have much schooling. Shouldn't he be more invisible when he's working? He said whatever he wanted. Hey. I tried to speak up, desperate to stop his insults, but I didn't know what to say. Right, Patricia. Isn't it unbelievable that something this dirty would pass by while we're talking? If it were me, I'd never do that. I mean, I'd be way too embarrassed to clean with people watching. That makes no sense. If he tried to hide, he wouldn't get any cleaning done. Patricia, who had been chatting just moments ago, went silent. I need to get going now, she said, and left with just that. Ah, Patricia's gone. It's all your fault for being so dull. And with the janitor passing by, nothing good ever happens around you. Well, someday Patricia's going to fall for my amazing work, and she'll be the one starting conversations with me. Then, you won't even get a chance to say hi. Joseph really doesn't make any sense. I'm starting to doubt if he's actually as smart as he thinks. Still, getting mocked all the time like this isn't exactly fun. I always thought that once you're an adult, you can just avoid people you don't want to deal with. But with a coworker, it doesn't work that way, and it's starting to wear me down. One day, I usually bring a packed lunch that my dad makes for me. It's handy because I can eat it at the office or even in the car if I'm on the go. But somehow, I ended up forgetting it that day. It's embarrassing to be an adult and still have someone bring you something you forgot. But since my dad works at the same place, he brought it over. Mike, you forgot this. He handed it to me in the hallway. Oh, right, thanks, I said, taking it, ready to leave when. What the heck are you doing? I'd been spotted by none other than Joseph. Nothing. I instinctively tried to hide the lunchbox. Well, I'll be going now, my dad said, seeming to pick up on the situation, and started to leave. What? Why are you leaving? What did you just give him? And why give it to him of all people? Come on, let's go, Joseph. What? I'm curious as a coworker. I mean, it's concerning if he's hanging out with weird people. He's not a weird person, my dad is. Ah. What? Your dad? Oh no. I slipped up and called him Dad. Right out loud. I hoped Joseph hadn't heard, but he clearly did. Dad, wait. So you two are father and son, haha. He burst into loud laughter, right here in the office, during work hours. It was getting out of hand. Joseph, who'd always looked down on me and the janitor, now knew we were father and son. And he wore a smug, triumphant expression, mocking me with even more enthusiasm than usual. Well, I'll be going now, my dad said, excusing himself and leaving. He must have sensed that staying would only make things worse. But really, janitor is definitely easy job, don't you think? I gotta say, it makes me think you'll end up like that too someday. He laughed as he said it. The anger was boiling up inside me, but I didn't know what to say back. All I could do was try to hold it down. And to think he's actually your dad, why'd you keep quiet about it until now? Oh, I get it. You must be embarrassed to have a dad like that. It's not like that. Yeah, sure. He kept laughing. Ugh, it's beyond annoying. Just pure irritation. Come on, let's get back to work. Yeah, but still. Father and son, lucky you. He even makes you lunch. What are you, in kindergarten? Is he still going? I wish he'd cut it out already. Smirking, Joseph finally went back to work. Sigh. I'd made my dad feel uncomfortable too. I apologized when I got home, and while he acted like it didn't bother him, there's no way he wasn't affected. A few days later, I was once again cornered by Joseph in the hallway when Patricia showed up. "Oh, there you are, Mike." "What? Not me. You're here for him." Joseph looked annoyed, but Patricia ignored him completely and said, "Mike, you're the son of that janitor, right? Actually, it seems he's not just an ordinary janitor. Anyway, the CEO has asked to see you, so please come with me." "What? Oh, yes." As I started to follow Patricia, Joseph snickered. Maybe he's gonna fire the janitor's kid. Ignoring him, I followed Patricia to the CEO's office. When we entered, the CEO looked at me with teary eyes. I had no idea why he was reacting that way and was too stunned to speak. "Actually, Richard." "Oh, I mean your father." Well, of course, I knew my dad's name was Richard. But why was the CEO calling him by his first name? Richard was my best friend and one of the founders of this company. What? No way. I was completely floored. My dad had never mentioned anything like this. The three of us, me, Richard, and your mother, founded this company together. My mother. I'd heard that my mother passed away when I was very young, so I have almost no memory of her. Whenever I'd ask about her, my dad didn't like to talk much, so I'd stopped asking, figuring it was just fine that way. I never imagined my parents had such a secret. But my joining this company was a complete coincidence. Neither of my parents recommended or introduced it to me. It feels like I was guided here by something beyond me. The three of us were determined to climb to the top together. But Richard decided he'd rather focus on creating a comfortable workplace for me and the employees. That's why he chose to work seriously as a janitor. Is that so? The past is the past. He must have realized that telling you wouldn't make a difference. After all, you respect your father even without knowing about his past, don't you? Yes, absolutely. I said it from the heart. To me, it wasn't his job title that mattered. My father was someone truly worth respecting as a person. I felt that way all over again. So, was this why you called me here? Oh, yes, that's part of it. But there's more. Ah, okay. I suddenly felt nervous. Oh, and by the way, I only recently realized that Mike and Richard are father and son. That, coworker of yours. What's his name again, Joseph? Right. Yes, Joseph. Yes, that's him. He actually came to tell me. He said, "The janitor's son is working here. Is it really okay to let someone like that work here?" So I asked him more about the janitor and realized it was Richard. Shocked me. You know, you're also a precious reminder of your mother. To me, you're like a son. It's been a long time since I last spoke to Richard, and to see you grown up like this, it's really moving. The CEO looked at me with teary eyes again. I didn't fully understand why, but I felt tears welling up too. I could feel his genuine care. Anyway, finding out this news made me so happy that I want to entrust you with a big project. What? This took me completely by surprise. I thought I was called here for something unrelated to work. Richard was skilled at his work, but he wasn't the type to seek the spotlight. He was always there as the steady support behind us. Even now, as a janitor, he keeps the company clean and ensures everyone has a comfortable space. Oh yes, that's true. Caught off guard, I gave a clumsy response. So, I want to appoint you as the leader of a new project we're launching. What? I was so shocked that I froze for a moment, but then I pulled myself together. Oh, thank you very much, I managed to say, though I wasn't sure if that was the right response in this situation. Just then, Patricia, who had been standing near the door, suddenly opened it. Whoa! Joseph, who had apparently been eavesdropping with his ear pressed against the door, tumbled into the room. Seriously, it was like something out of a comic book, and I was thoroughly put off. What is the meaning of this? Eavesdropping? That's disgraceful. The CO recognized him as the same person who had made a report about me being the janitor's son. I was hoping you'd show some integrity if the news was good, but clearly, you're not someone who values decency. The CEO said with a sigh, What? I do great work. Give me that project instead of him. I'll make it a success for sure. He was trying hard to sell himself. So hard, it was almost ridiculous. I don't particularly like people who overestimate themselves. Frankly, I can't trust you, sorry. The CO replied bluntly, cutting Joseph off without hesitation. Joseph slumped, visibly dejected, and I caught him in my peripheral vision. The CO turned back to me. So, Mike, I'd really like you to take on this project. If you have questions, you can rely on Patricia for support. And I'm sure Richard will be there to help too. Isn't that right, Richard? What? When the CEO called toward the door, I turned to see my father entering the room, ready to start cleaning. It seems the CEO had planned for him to arrive at just this moment. Yes, of course, my father replied, his eyes welling up with tears. To think my father had this connection with the CEO. It turns out he's truly an incredible person. I looked at him, feeling a mix of awe and pride, with a mix of excitement about a promising future and a bit of uncertainty about what lies ahead. I felt a swirl of complex emotions. Patricia looked at me with a reassuring smile. Seeing that smile made me feel strangely at ease. Looking forward to working with you, she said. Yes, likewise. We exchanged greetings. Afterward, Joseph seemed to push himself too hard, desperate to prove his worth, but his mistakes started to stand out, trying to cover them up. He even resorted to unethical behavior, which eventually got exposed, and he found himself forced to leave the company. I wondered why he felt the need to go to such lengths. Maybe he just hated the idea of feeling like he'd lost to me. All right, I'm leaving this company today, but watch out, I'm going to make it big. I'll become someone so powerful, I'll crush your project and come back here to show you. Just wait. What on earth? Is this just sour grapes? Yeah, probably. I have no intention of waiting, though, so I let him say what he wanted. I doubt we'll ever cross paths again. Afterward, I happened to hear a rumor. Of course, he couldn't find a new job right away. It's not just a matter of personality, he'd also done some questionable things. Struggling with job hunting, but needing daily expenses, he signed up for day-to-day temp work. Apparently, he got assigned to cleaning jobs, where he complained constantly. But his work was so poor that he received negative feedback, got scolded, or was even sent home without pay. It's ironic, he looked down on janitors so much, yet he can't even manage basic cleaning. As for me, I focused on my own work, no longer affected by Joseph. Following the CEO's advice, I discussed details with Patricia and sought my father's input, allowing the project to move along smoothly. I felt a sense of unity in the team as everyone rallied toward the same goal alongside me. Maybe I do have some leadership skills. I wonder about it sometimes, but I know not to get carried away. Any success is thanks to Patricia and my father. As we worked together more, my connection with Patricia grew on a personal level too. We started going out for meals, and I found myself enjoying calm, pleasant times with her. To think I could spend such enjoyable moments like this. One day, Patricia let something slip. Could there be a more wonderful confession? I feel the same. I replied to her quiet words, and we both laughed together. After that, work continued to go well, and my relationship with Patricia grew deeper, eventually leading to talks of marriage. Both the CEO and my father gave their blessings, and we held a grand wedding. Our team members joined in, and I found myself living a fulfilling life in both work and my personal life. Oh, and on the day the CEO called me in, though it seemed like he was promoting me partly because my father was a founder. Patricia later told me privately, the CEO had recognized you from the start, based on your work. That meant a lot to me. I felt proud, and it gave me the strength to keep pushing forward. I want to continue building a happy family and doing great work alongside everyone.